using, so we're going to be using the stem that we used earlier, that I shared with you earlier. Oh, I forgot this was all the way zoomed in. We're going to be using the stem. This is a poem because, okay, we're going to be using this in the stem. This is a poem because, okay, and we're going to be doing the same thing we did yesterday. So we're going to look at our different types. Okay, we're going to look at our, or not different types, I'm sorry. We're going to look at our poem. Okay, we're going to look at our poem. Sorry, I'm trying to let Aiden all right, so we are going to use the same stem. We're going to use the poem Bats that we read during Read Aloud to help us come up with some text evidence to go along with our poem. Okay. All right. So let's think about, we already kind of said a few of them. Okay, we've already said a few of them. We kind of said them during reading. So now we're actually going to write them. Okay, now we're actually going to write them down. So I want to do an example for you. Okay, it would be, it's going to say, this is a poem because it has rhyming words and stanzas. So what else might I say to prove that this is a poem? What else could I say to prove that this is a poem? Because I can't just say it's a poem. I have to prove it's a poem. I have to prove it's a poem. So what else could I say to prove that this is a poem? I said it has rhyming words and stanzas. Think about our poetry folder we came up with. Think about all the different stuff we said. Think about all that different stuff we said. What else did we say? Ollie, what else did we say?
It has lines.
This is a poem because it has, Ollie?
I said lines.
I know, say it again. This is a poem because.
This is a poem because it has lines.
Because it has lines. Awesome. Okay. What else could I say? Remember what I said about the bat? Remember what I said? I said, when I'm thinking about these bats, I'm thinking I can make something in my mind. Grace, what am I thinking?
You can make an image in your mind of bats eating mosquitoes.
I can make an image in my mind, right? Good job, Grace. So this is a poem because I can make an image of bats eating mosquitoes in my mind. Okay. And I loved how you really used evidence from the story because you said, you even used how we pictured the bats eating the mosquitoes, right? So I didn't just give, I gave a lot of really good details. Camila, what else could I say?
I was actually gonna say that the second would that be true because I read other books that aren't poems, like a Minecraft book or something, and I can still picture it in my mind.
Well, so fiction would also be considered something that you could picture in your mind. You could say it could be fiction because you could make an image of it in your mind. So you could say that for fiction as well. Because like if you were reading nonfiction, then you might not be able to say that because it's going to be giving you facts and stuff. So you are not necessarily going to be making a mental picture of facts in your mind, right? You're not going to be making that mental image of those different facts. All right, give me one more and then we'll do some chat examples of our own. Give me one more example of why it's a poem. Think about what I said. They said this is about how bats are really helpful when they eat the bugs. So is this poem expressing feelings about bats? Does this poem express feelings about bats? Holly, what kind of feeling is it towards the bat?
The feeling is like the
Is it a good feeling? Is it a bad feeling? Is it a happy feeling?
I'd say a good feeling.
It's a good feeling, right? So they're having a good feeling, right? They're having these good feelings about the bats because the bats are eating the mosquitoes, they're helping get rid of all the bugs, and they're acting just like a pesticide, right? We read that at the bottom. They're acting like a pesticide. So these bats are doing a really good job. And so one of the things is, one of our characteristics of poetry is that it expresses thoughts and feelings. Well, this is expressing a feeling, right? It's expressing a feeling of that they really like bats. So I'm going to say this is a poem because the author really appreciates the bats eating the mosquitoes. She is expressing, so this one's going to be a little bit longer, a good feeling. She's expressing a good feeling. Okay, so now it's your turn. So I've given you 4 different examples. So now I want you to send me either an example from maybe a poem you read during independent reading time, or if you didn't read a poem, then you can use that, and you can use my poem, okay? So this is a poem because, and then give me some text evidence, prove it. This is a poem because, and then give me some text evidence, prove it.